नमस्कार फ्रेंड्स, एक बार फिर से स्वागत है। फ्रेंड्स, जिस तरह आजकल बैंक प्राइवेटाइजेशन की बातें चल रही थी, उसी तरह आपको याद होगा 1 अप्रैल 2017 से जब मर्जर की बातें चल रही थी और उस मर्जर के फेवर में अच्छी अच्छी बातें कर रही थी। लेकिन क्या मर्जर ऑफ पीएसपी ए फेल्ड एक्सपेरिमेंट नहीं है? आपको बता दें, द ऑब्जेक्टिव विच वाज द मर्जर वाज बीइंग pursued in the words of finance minister was for greater national presence and global reach. Banks with scale of building $5 trillion economy. Big banks with enhanced capacity and increased credit will provide impetus to amalgamated entities by increasing their ability to support large ticket size lending and have competitive operations by virtue of greater financial capacity. इस संबंध में ऑल इंडिया बैंक एम्प्लॉयज एसोसिएशन ने एक परिपत्र जारी करके इस टॉपिक पे कि मर्जर ऑफ पीएसपी ए फेल्ड एक्सपेरिमेंट। फ्रेंड्स, ऑन 1 अप्रैल 2017 5 associate banks of SBI were merged in State Bank of India. Dena and Vijaya Bank were merged in Bank of Baroda on 1 April 2019. While in mega merger, Oriental Bank of Commerce and United Bank were merged in Punjab National Bank. Syndicate Bank was merged in Canara Bank. Allahabad Bank was merged in Indian Bank. And Andhra Bank and Corporation Bank were merged in Union Bank of India on 1st April 2020. As of March 2017, there were 25 public sector banks, which as of now have come down to 12. Friends, कहने का तात्पर्य है कि क्या ये मर्जर सफल थे या केवल हमने फाइनेंशियल स्टेबिलिटी के नाम पर मर्जर किया जो सक्सेसफुल नहीं रहा। ड्यूरिंग द पीरियड, पब्लिक सेक्टर बैंक ब्रांच नेटवर्क इज रिड्यूस्ड बाय 3662 एज अगेंस्ट विच प्राइवेट सेक्टर बैंक हैव ओपनड 11,601 ब्रांचेज. Small finance bank 4,863 branches and foreign banks 587 branches. Consequent upon merger of bank in the name of the rationalization of branches, merged entities have closed their branches, the number of which is much higher since the reduction in branch network is arrived at after factoring opening of new branches by those banks. Now, first two mergers are settled down. During the period, branch network of the State Bank of India is reduced by 836, while that of Bank Baroda by 1,062 branches. In case of Punjab National Bank, Union Bank of India, Indian Bank and Canara Bank, the branch closure process is in midst, hence we will get the real picture only after the March 22. In case of banks involved in mega merger, only in Union Bank of India, branch network is reduced by 117 branches till now. The worst affected state due to the merger is Karnataka, wherein 516 branches have been closed since the banks having predominant presence in Karnataka, such as State Bank of Mysore, Corporation Bank and Syndicate Bank have been merged. The second most affected state is Maharashtra with 429 branches since State Bank of Hyderabad with predominant presence in Maharashtra and Dena Bank with significant presence in Mumbai and have been merged. Next to it is Delhi with 268 branches and Punjab with 248 branches due to the merger of State Bank of Patiala and Oriental Bank of Commerce, followed by Gujarat where 200 branches are closed due to the merger of Dena Bank, and Kerala where 199 branches are closed due to merger of State Bank of Travancore. Friends, even though banks have opened branches during the period in almost all areas, the net effect is reduction in branches as against which during the period private sector banks have expanded massively by occupying the space which PSB have released, and thereby share of public sector bank in branch network is reduced by 8.50%. While in case of the private sector bank, it is increased by 5.80%, a small finance bank by 3.10%, and foreign banks by 0.40%. The growth rate of public sector bank in minus 3.80%, while in case of private sector bank, it is 47.50%, and in case of foreign bank, it is the 300%. Thus, the merger of banks have reduced the space for public sector banks and increased the space for private sector bank. When AIBA opposed merger of the banks, we pointed out that consolidation of the public sector banks would benefit the expansion of private sector banks, and that is what has happened. This has obvious effect of the business of these banks also. In case of deposit, in case of credit, and the total business is concerned, public sector banks market share is reduced by 8.60%, while share of private sector bank is increased by 7.60%. In case of growth rate of public sector bank is 24.27, while in case of private sector bank it is 85.84%. Mainly because of the credit, private sector banks have grown in 84.37% as against public sector banks of 20.340%. Friends, the jargon with merger was done. It would help to create bank with the scale comparable to global banking and the capable to competing efficiency in the India is globally. Ultimately has improved to is by electricity. Unions, while opposing merger, used to give popular slogan "merger is murder," which unfortunately has proven to correct. Now, while pursuing the agenda of bank privatization, at least government should revisit its stand in the interest of the banking economy and people at larger. India should have national banking policy devised after informed debate with all the stakeholders, academicians, and the bank economists, etc. Or ultimately, government should drop the idea of the privatization, looking to the experiment of the merger. Public sector bank are playing a vital role in the Indian economy and in the life of the common man. Thank you, friends. Thank you.